Well, we got another pig. This one's quite a bit bigger than our first little one. Big pig here is a registered Kunekune. She is about 14 months old. And she is pretty overweight. We have to put her on a diet while she's here and get her slimmed down. She's possibly bred, but we're not sure on that. Oh, big pig's getting up. But we mainly got her to be a friend for little Clover here, since Clover was lonely. Yeah. They don't seem to want to be friends quite yet. They still argue. Oh, big pig, you can do it. I feel really bad for this one. It's so fat. She can't really see because the fat rolls have pushed her eyebrows down. Her legs are sore. Run! But hopefully here, she's not going to get any grain. We're just going to have her out grazing. We're hoping the movement and just being on pasture will slim her down some. I'm sure it's going to take quite a while. She is a sweetie though. So I found somebody local who's gonna have another litter of Kunekune pigs. I don't know exactly when, but they're gonna get a hold of me when they do, and hopefully I can grab a boar for these two. Oh. So this one may possibly be bred because she is so overweight. I don't think she is. If they're anything like goats, when they get fat, they tend to not be able to get bred. But that's fine either way. We just needed a friend for little Clover for now. And then once we get her in better health, then we can breed her later. So if I'm reading the registration papers right, her name is Ava. We don't know if we are going to keep that name or not. We might change it. I'm not sure yet. But she's from the Topeka lines on her mom's side. Her and Clover are kind of getting to know each other. She chases Clover a little bit, but because she is so fat, she can't really bother the little pig too much. Little pig is quick enough to run away. We're hoping that they'll become friends. They should work it out eventually. Since it's cooled off a little bit today, it's only 79 right now. She's out wandering around. It does look like she needs some hoof maintenance, but she won't let me get to her feet quite yet. Next time she lays down, I'm gonna try and trim that one especially. The toe looks awful long. They were feeding her a lot of grain, so I think that's why her feet grew so fast. We'll see how it goes, trimming them up. I think the other side's about the same. Oh, here comes a little pig. Clover, are you gonna say hi? Nope, turning back around. From what I've read, coonies usually don't fight that much. They tussle a little bit, usually the males, but they're not super aggressive. So I hope these two girls can work it out. Clover pig! Come here, little pig! Little pig, little pig! Hi, little pig! Hi! Little pig here, little Clover. She is still only 9 months old, so she won't be old enough to breed until next year. From what I've read, they don't really go into heat until 12 to 14 months old. So she has a little while. But hopefully next summer-ish we can get her breeding and then she can have some little piglets. Oh no! You can't sit on the edge. You squished your pool. What are you gonna do? I know, you need more water in there. I didn't fill this pool up very high just in case the big one jumps in, because she's kind of too heavy to get herself up quick enough, and I'm afraid she'll drown if she falls in the pool. So little pig just has to deal with kind of a puddle. I know, it's sad. I'm sorry. We'll fill up your pool later. Can't let Big Pig drown in there. Yeah? Yeah. It's okay. She's so sweet. I love her. You are so cute. Hello, kitty. What do you want? Oh. Little pig's on the move. Don't bite your pool. There you go. So I also managed to find a Nigerian dwarf buck while I was at the Waverley sale. He is blue-eyed. He's supposed to be polled, but it looks like he was disbutted, so they must have pointed out the wrong goat or something. Doesn't really matter. The blue eyes will make up for it if he is horned. I'm normally not after black and white goats because I have the fainting goats and my entire herd used to be black and white at one time. So I've been more partial to colors, but his pattern is pretty cool. So I decided to get him. I like the little stripe on his nose. That might be how I name him. My favorite video game series is the Dragon Age series. And in the second game, the main protagonist is named Hawk. And you can have a stripe right across your nose just like that. So I might name him Hawk. He's not registered, but he is from purebred registered stock. So I can at least have purebred Nigerian babies next spring. I can't wait to see what kind of babies he throws. Hopefully some blue eyes. If he'll turn to the other side, you can see his little pattern. Looks like a chicken. Excuse the messy floor in here. It's time to clean it out and it's been really rainy here. So it's kind of gross in here. I did give him a check over before I introduced him to anybody. He did have lice on him, so he's been treated for that. Because he is just about 9 weeks old, he's still pretty young, and I'm assuming freshly weaned. Plus he went to a sale and then traveled to a new home with new goats and everything. I gave him a dose of the coccidia medicine just to be safe, make sure he doesn't get any coccidia issues. He seems to be doing okay right now. He's not very tame. He is terrified of everything. I have to work with him a lot to get him tame-ish. It's kind of a little bit of an improvement that he's just standing here. Normally he's pacing and trying to run up the walls. I think he's gonna be really sweet. Just gotta work with him a little bit. So I do highly recommend anytime you bring in a new goat that you do a once over on them to check their hooves, check for lice, check their famancha, which is pulling down the lower eyelid to check the color of the eyelid. It should be a nice bright red. If it's pale yellow or white, then you probably have a parasite issue and you need to get that addressed. I did not check his famancha because I did see lice on him. I'm assuming he is a little bit pale because of the lice. So in 7 to 10 days, I will dose him again for lice just to catch any eggs that may have hatched. It's been about a day since I dosed him. So he should be free of lice at the moment, aside from any eggs that haven't hatched. This product that I use works really quickly, usually kills the lice within a few hours. So he should be free of parasites at the moment. We'll see if I can catch him to show you a close-up of what the lice eggs look like, because I know if you've never seen it before, it's hard to know what you're looking for. So I'll give it a shot and see if I can get a hold of him and get a close-up of those lice eggs. Okay, so I don't know if you can quite see, but right here you can see some white specks. It kind of looks like dandruff. Oh, hold on, buddy. We'll see if you've got some on this side. So right here you can see these little white specks. those are lice eggs. So you usually find these on the cheeks, around the eyes, around the ears, down the back, and above the base of the tail is where I usually see them. You can find them on the shoulders as well. Oh, if the camera will focus. I'm not gonna focus, but I don't know. You can probably see some of what I'm talking about. There we go. So all these little white specks are eggs. He has them on this side as well. This is the side that I saw originally. He's a little touchy. So all of those spots right in there, that looks like dust or dandruff, that is lice eggs. Okay, so he's staying during the day. He's out here in the buck pasture with the other boys. They've all had lice prevention treatment, so they shouldn't have any issues with his lice if he happens to drop any. I don't see any adult lice on him, so he must not have been too infested. It is pretty common, and they can come in with the hay. It can cause young goats to be severely anemic, and you can lose them fairly quickly. I checked his FAMANCHA while I had him. He's still pretty bright red, so I don't think he's had lice very long. But he should be all right now that I got him all treated. And like I said, in another 7 to 10 days, I will treat him again just to catch any that hatch. I'll probably dose all the other goats as well, just to be on the safe side in case he drops any, because they are in the same building. While I'm over by the buck area, I might as well show you what I've been doing out here. I don't know if you guys remember, but I used to have a ton of old wood stacks and pallets and shipping crates out here. I got all of that cleaned up. There is still this pallet laying here because there is a lawnmower on it that I can't move, but we'll eventually get that moved. There's some shingles laying on it. I went through here with a magnet and made sure there's no nails or anything laying down. It actually looks pretty good out here, all cleaned up. There is another pallet over there that isn't picked up, but there is a motor sitting on it, which I also cannot move. So once I get some help moving these, it'll be all cleaned up in here. But for now, at least, there are no nails laying around or weak boards for the goats to fall through. So I feel better about that. Right, Cadbury? It's definitely not totally cleaned up because of all the shingles and stuff laying here. Hi, bud. What do you think, Hawk? He seems to have made friends with the boys in here, though. Cadbury has been hanging out with him. But Cadbury is going to go to his new home July 11th, so it's good he's bonded with Wesson, wherever Wesson is. The one over there is Remy. That's Remy. He's kind of a bully to the little dude. Wesson's over there. So he's made friends with Wesson. They don't fight, they just kind of hang out next to each other. If this little goat is screaming a lot, then Wesson will run over and check on him. So that's kind of nice. He has a friend already. Cadbury, you're chewing on my shirt and my pants. What's up? What do you need? Do you just need attention? Yeah, you sweet boy. So if there's any experienced Kunekune breeders out here, what do you guys think? Too fat to have been bred? I think so.